Hi, my name is Susan Marus. I'm a member and volunteer with the Charleston Horticultural Society. Welcome to my garden. "20 years ago, when we cleared this lot, over half of the backyard was sunny. Today, our 8+ live oak trees have grown, and so have the number of our shady beds. Not the only sun we have left, which is struggling now, is this area that we outlined in brick, bordered in brick, to have a lawn. The live oaks need to be pruned again so it will continue to survive. This bed is replanted this year. I've not had great success in this one over the years, so I pulled everything out and I've started over. I have a lot of agapanthus and some farfugium in the back, which sometimes in the late afternoon wilt, but they're doing pretty well. I have the Gara, it's a white flower, and then these great dark blue and black are called Rocking Blue Suede Shoes Salvia that I just purchased at Elizabeth Stewart Design. She has a great garden center. Also, I have pots with herbs in them flanking the fountain. And behind the fountain, I have a pot with plumosa fern. I'm trying to grow up on that structure. But probably my favorite thing about this side of the garden is my tree. That is a Jerusalem thorn tree, and it was a happy accident actually. We had it was sick, we had it cut down, but we did not grind the stump. Well, shoots started coming up, and I continued to prune all but one, and now we have our tree back. It's one of our favorite things in our garden. This is a seedling maple, maybe a bloodgood, I'm not sure, but I love growing seedlings, and this bed is happy for it. I have agapanthus and lamium, autumn ferns. This smaller plant is a strawberry begonia, and the ferns along the edge, the border, are actually resurrection fern. Flanking the statue, I have some toad lily, and the longer foliage is Latilla, which has finished blooming for the year. Scabiosa gives a little pop of pink, and Japanese painted fern, ajugas. In the pot is maybe the true indigo. I believe that's what it is. It was given to me by a friend. And Indigofera, I don't remember the second name, but it has beautiful pink flowers on it. And supposedly this is the one that they made the dye from, the blue dye. The plant to the left of it is Solomon seal, variegated Solomon seal, purchased at the last Horticultural Society plant sale. I love that one. It will later cascade over with little white flowers hanging off of it. It's a wonderful plant. This arbor is covered with Millettia taiwanensis, which is a wisteria. Oh, we're going to see a little bit of color popping out here. It's a very vigorous grower, and you do have to keep up with seedlings, which will pop up everywhere, but I love it. The stems back here, see if you can get there. It's just beautiful how it, over the years, this probably has only been about 4 years that it's been here. But it's a happy thing. It's evergreen. So all winter we enjoy it. And then I just pruned it back pretty heavily right before spring. And I think it's going to be in full color soon. This is one of my favorite beds. Right now it's full and lush with a Japanese painted fern, but the bones of it, even in the winter, I have foxtail ferns and a blue rabbit's foot fern that they still look beautiful. along with the small boxwood edge. So in the winter, it's lovely as well. And then it just explodes when spring comes around. This is toad lily. Believe it or not, 3 years ago, it started with one plant. It will have a beautiful little flower on it soon, but I've already dug some up and shared it with friends, and it still just keeps on going. Also, over here behind it, I have a hardy ground ginger, or an asarum, that really won't have a blossom. But what I love in particular, to the right of that, the green and white, that is Brunnera, which is really not something that you think of for our climate, but I keep trying. The foliage is great. I do lose, it dies back in the winter, but it comes back again. When I first got it from White Flower Farms, it had little pale blue forget-me-not flowers on it, and I'm hoping I'll get them again this year. Also over here we have Dremeopsis, is this thing. It's called Little White Soldiers because of the little white flowers that pop up. It's a bulb, and they actually don't even have to be very deeply in the soil. Sometimes they just grow sitting on top of it. That's also another great pass-along plant. That was given to me by a friend as well. This maple is a seedling that I was given by Lucille McLennan. She's our 100-year-old local gardener, and she digs up the seedlings in her yard and shares them with people. And that started out in half of an eggshell, and it's gotten very happy, as you can see. This is an evergreen dogwood that I got at one of my first plantations years ago, and if you'll notice, it has these beautiful flowers just covering the branches. It is evergreen, so it does not lose its leaves in the winter, but this is really when it's special. My white agapanthus are very happy this year, popping open. And if you follow the path, you'll see I've bordered it with more resurrection fern. Whenever I hear of a branch that's down covered in resurrection fern, I try to rescue it before it goes to the grinder. And the bed behind it looks like nothing, but those are violets. And we still have deer in our neighborhood, and they love to eat them. And they pull them out of the ground, but some of them you can see where they've already nibbled off some of the leaves. So instead of throwing them out, I pull them and I plant them here for the deer. So this great oak tree is perfect for a swing. You'll see the straps hanging down from a branch. Every time the grandchildren came in, their feet were covered in sand. So nothing grew under this oak tree, and we resorted to artificial turf. It's a great play area for the kids, and it's always a bright pop of green when things are not green everywhere else. This is the north side of the house, and I have Clayera, Fatsia, hydrangeas, carex, holly ferns, and my favorite part is this path, brick edged with medium bluestone chips in it. But I love the view of the live oaks from here and the curve of the path. My hydrangeas are blooming, and earlier in the year we had camellias blooming. Little boxwood border I'm trying to get to take off along here as well. But my favorite is this tree in this bed. It's called a Japanese snowbell. I actually bought it many years ago at Riverbank's Botanical Garden on a trip we took there with our docent group. And it has these beautiful little white flowers, and then they turn into these drupes, little, I don't know exactly, I guess they're seeds. But it's a happy little tree. It's, once again, a Japanese snowbell, or Styrax japonicus. And they seem pretty happy in here. Thank you for coming to my garden today. I enjoyed sharing it with you. just as many people have shared their gardens with me over the years, which is one of the reasons I have what I think are some successes in my garden. Plus, I've had lots of great opportunities through the Charleston Horticultural Society and other local gardening groups. Charleston's a great place to garden. Happy gardening.